This week we're talking about labeling emotions. So a lot of kids and athletes, we need to just become a little bit self-aware with when we're taking on challenges, especially learning new skills. It can get frustrating. We just kind of have to be self-aware and understand, okay, I'm frustrated, I'm getting angry, or I'm getting upset, or I'm motivated to learn more. But a lot of kids have challenges with figuring out what that emotion is. So for you as an athlete, maybe when you were younger or to this day, do you kind of have a process that you go through when you are faced with a challenge?
One thing that helped me when I got a little bit older was remembering that when we're in there in the gym with a team, with a coach, that everyone's on the same side. There's going to be frustrations with certain things for you that are going to be different for others. It's equal. It really gets difficult when you see other people having an easy time with something that's very difficult for you. The best thing that I could recommend is always ask questions. If things are going great, then be someone that is a resource for other people to look to as an example. Be a resource for someone that is encouraging others. If you see someone that's maybe having a hard time with something that you already understand, then give them an encouraging tip on what they can do to help them along so that they can see some success. If you're on the other side of it and something just isn't making sense and it just isn't clicking, then understand that coaches are there first and foremost to help you improve. Ask a question. Even if it's a question that you feel like, well, I might feel silly asking it, ask it. The worst thing that can happen is they answer it. And that's exactly what we want. So that would be the biggest things. We have to remember that when we're in the gym and we're all trying to work to improve, there's going to be different levels that we're all at on different skills. And that isn't going to be something that we need to look at of, well, that person is better at this than me. And that person is, having a harder time than me. We're all going to be in that boat where certain things come easier and certain things are harder. Ask questions. Don't have answers. Ask questions. And when we can act as a source of inspiration, or if we can act as a source of leadership for someone else, then don't hesitate to do that. Find an encouraging tone of voice and jump at the opportunity to help a teammate get through a drill that you can help them get through.
Definitely. So then I'm going to ask you another question of because as a coach, I see a lot of my athletes get frustrated, and I'm the person that would come and encourage them and say, okay, it's okay, you can do this. And, they kind of shut me out, right? And it's because they kind of have to go through this, whatever they're feeling. As a coach, have you experienced that with your athletes, and have you given them a message on how to kind of, if you need to be left alone, then so be it. Or if you need this, so be it. Do you have a message that you give your athletes?
I would say never use how you feel as a reason not to try. If we're having a hard time, that's okay. That's normal. When we're beginning with playing, everyone's going to struggle with certain things. You are going to see players, even at a young age, that, okay, it just comes more natural. But they are going to reach a point with something where they're going to need help. So if we need maybe a little bit of space in order to figure it out, okay. With players, like with anybody else, you want to be fair to everyone, but you're not probably going to treat everyone exactly the same. There's going to be situations where kids and players and older guys, they need the feedback, they need the interaction, they need someone to come over and say, hey, if this isn't working, try this. There are going to be those situations where someone just needs a little bit of space to process it and figure it out. But the important thing is you want to make sure that the input is given and the concern is shown, so that they know that when it's time for them to reach out and when it's time for them that they feel comfortable to ask for help, that they know who to ask for. And that's coach, or that's one of the players on the team that's having an easier time. The best thing that you could do, though, is don't let that frustration cause you to not try hard.
I like that.
There's a lot of things that you can figure out when you just say, I'm not getting this, I'm just going to try a little bit harder. I'm going to watch what coach is doing, but I'm going to try a little bit harder. I'm going to keep my energy and my effort the same. And if I'm really, really struggling and I'm really having a hard time, then that's when asking the questions becomes vital.
I love that tip. I love that tip of don't let your feelings get in the way of you trying,
Just
because
try.
it happens, right? When we just get frustrated, we're like, I don't want to do it anymore. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, don't let that, or take that moment to watch someone else do it, or take that moment to ask a question to your teammate, to your coach, or to anyone's, a parent, whoever's around you that you feel comfortable asking, right?
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much, Steve, for all your insight. It's always great